the theme for today is a near-death experience. And our speaker today, Christopher Johnson, had a multi-decade career in forensic medicine and then had a near-death experience. And he's here to tell us all about it. So let's have a nice welcome for Christopher Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to come and share my experience with you all about my near-death experience. Like Reverend said, I have over 35 years of forensic science. Doing autopsies, I went to New York, 9/11, trained, worked all over. And I was also a musician for the top Aretha Franklin, all of them. I mean, I was the best of the best. But God said, nope, I'm gonna take you on a journey. So I said, you know, at the time I didn't know about my journey. And it happened 10 years ago, 2013 till 2023. But I'm not going to get into everything. But my near-death experience, 2016, I went in for what I thought a simple spinal cord surgery. When doctors called me, told me, hey, you need surgery right away because I was running. No, I'm sorry. I was trying to run. My mind was telling my legs to run, can't run. I was running like I had cerebral palsy. And I was like, wait a minute, fit guy, can't run. So went and did tests, and they came back, they said, Chris, you have spinal stenosis really bad. You need surgery like yesterday. I said, well, okay, let me talk to my pastor, let me talk to my family. And the way he said it, I'm gonna say it in a professional way. He said, if you lose your bowel and your urine, get to the emergency because you're gonna be paralyzed for the rest of your life. Okay, so I said, well, how long is this surgery? He said, go in one day, come out the next day. All right. I went and bought a new car, went and bought new clothes. So went in and had the surgery. Left side felt good. I felt real good. Like, okay, I'm going home. Called, come get me, bring the new car. I'm all right. The nurse came in. And when the nurse came in, I'm thinking she could really discharge me. She started screaming and hollering and panicking. And I was like, what's wrong? She said, did you throw up? I said, no, I ain't throw up. And when I looked down, my whole gown was full of blood. I mean, I was hemorrhaging pretty bad. So I remember they called the doctor came in. I remember they had stitched me up without no anesthesia. I mean, they were just in it, just doing it. So I kept hemorrhaging really bad. So I remember the doctor coming in, he told me, he said, Mr. Johnson, if you don't stop bleeding by Tuesday, we're gonna have to take you in to for emergency surgery. When the doctor told me that, I knew that I was gonna die. So I told my family, I was like, I'm gonna die. If they do surgery on me, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Oh, you know, Chris, be positive. I'm positive. I'm gonna die, okay? So Tuesday rolled around, and working in the medical field, this is me, 32 years. I worked in the OR, forensics, name it. Nothing good comes out of surgery. Midnight, okay? So Tuesday came around and they said, Mr. Johnson, we have to do the surgery on you, because if you don't, we got to stop this bleeding. It's like, okay. So I remember they was getting me ready, and I'm going down the hall, and I'm saying goodbye to my family. They was like, oh, be positive. I was like, okay, I'm being positive. So I knew something was going to happen when the orderly bringing me down said, where are we supposed to be going? I'm like, we're going to the OR. We're going to the OR, okay? OR? Well, I don't know. This is my first day, first time. So I was like, okay, all right, no problem. Okay, Chris, just get it. Yeah, be positive. So I remember going into the prep room, and I was saying my goodbyes, but it was so late, and I remember, now this was my 4th spinal cord surgery out of 9 surgeries I have, yes. They had to rebuild my neck. I have 2 rods, 50 screws, 10 discs, and 5 plates. I have to show you. And that's just half. But I remember laying on the gurney, and I remember, it's like these people forgot me because they turned the lights off. And I'm looking around like these people actually forgot about me. So any other time I have my surgery, I knew, they put the anesthesia in me, and, Mr. Johnson, we're going to do this, and we're going to take you in this. And it was like a calm feeling came over me. So before I knew it, had to be 10 minutes. No, I'm sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes at the top. I heard this waterfall. The most beautiful waterfall I ever heard. I've been all over the world, just about, traveled. But this waterfall, it was the most peaceful, calm waterfall that I ever experienced. 5 minutes, if that, I looked up, and the waterfall I heard, I seen. This waterfall, people, it was magnificent. And I knew instantly I was dead. I said, I'm dead. I said, these people in here killed me. I'm dead. I knew it. I knew it. And before then, I look up, and the music we were singing, the sky was blue. Trust me, heaven is the most beautiful place. When I say beautiful, it's the most beautiful place you ever imagine. And I remember looking up, and the sky was so blue, a cloud nowhere in sight. The cloud, it was beautiful, beautiful. And I was amazed. When I say I was amazed, I was really amazed. And then off, it was these beautiful trees. There's no trees on this earth. It's like these trees where I was at. And I was peaceful, it was calm, it wasn't no hate, it was no argument, no pain, no nothing. It was beautiful, beautiful, peaceful place. And when I came, I was like, okay, I'm dead. I'm dead. Then I start asking God, forgive me for whatever I said, thought, done, acting stupid, acting silly, doing what I don't have no business doing. And when I said that, God present came. Now, I didn't see him, but I felt his presence. And he held his arms out, and I held mine out. And we embraced. And before I knew it, I was here. My spirit was here when I were heaven, where I was at here, and my body was on that gurney. It was like 3D, and I can see them working on my body, compressions. I mean, they running around, sticking tubes and everything. And me and God started talking. He said, it's not time for you to stay. It's like, no, I want to stay. I was like, come on. And I'm like, nope, you cannot stay. It's a journey you have to go on. It's some work that you have to do in order to fulfill. It's like, okay, God, what you want me to do? I'm still looking down, halfway. I'm here, but I could see here. They was compression, and boom, boom, and running around, and medication after medication after medication. And I was amazed. It was like, okay, God. He said, what I want you to do, he said, I want you to save souls, the dying. I'm like, I ain't no minister. I was like, no, it's not like that. He said, when you go back, it's some work for you to be done. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I was like, Wizard of Oz, I don't want to go back. And before I knew it, I said, okay, on the count of 3, I'm going to see my body. And when I see my body, I don't want to come back. I know I'm dead. I want to stay in this beautiful place, in this realm. God said, nope, 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 nope. So I said 1, and I'm looking around. Me and God still was talking. We were still holding. And I said 2. I'm still looking around. It was like, God, I don't want to come back. God, please, I don't want to come back. I don't want to go back. And before I said 3, it was like a vacuum cleaner sucked me back in my body. Boom, boom. I remember looking around, and if that guy come through that door right now, out of 50 million men, I can point him out. Never seen this guy, never seen him. And I looked at him. I said, what happened? And this guy told me, he said, that's what they're trying to find out. I said, did I have a stroke? That's what they're trying to find out. I said, am I paralyzed? This is what they're trying to find out. I was like, okay. And I remember closing my eyes and praying my way back to where I was at. Like, God, please come back. I want to just die. I want to come back and die. When I woke back up, I was in ICU, and it was a team of 9 doctors on the side of my bed. One doctor was crying. I mean, he was bawling his eyes out. So they asked me, they said, but Mr. Johnson, move your right side, move your right arm. Couldn't do it. Said, move your right wrist. I couldn't do it. They said, move your fingers. It's like, man, if I can't move my right arm and my right wrist, what make you think I'm going to move my fingers? And I said, am I paralyzed? And they looked at me, they was like, you're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. I'm a spiritual person. I was brought up in the church. My family was pastors, bishops, apostles, everything. And I remember I was like, the devil is a lie. I am not going to be in that wheelchair. Then they were like, okay, you're going to be in a walker. I said, didn't I tell y'all? I'm not going to be in no wheelchair, no walker. And I was like, okay, God. And they said, you're going to be paralyzed. You're going to be paralyzed. They said, you're going to walk with a cane. So they gave me this cane, and I looked at it. I was like, nah. So went through physical therapy, end up in the hospital for 2 months. And I said, okay, God, I had this near-death experience. I'm paralyzed, and you want me to save dead people? Come on. It was like, God, what is it? And he said, it's a journey. I'm taking you on this journey. It's this journey. I wanted you seen the world, but I want you to see the place that I'm at. And it was like, okay, all right, okay, God. So they said, well, Chris, you ain't gonna be able to walk. You ain't gonna be able to move your right side, nothing like that. You're gonna be on pain pills for the rest of your life. I said, nah, no, 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 no. There's no way I'm gonna be on. Yeah, you're gonna be on opiates. You're gonna be on muscle relaxers. You're gonna be on this and you're gonna be on that. And I said, no. I said, where I went, there was no pain medicine, no sickness, no nothing. So I talked to God like I talk to you. I said, okay, God, what is the purpose of me being paralyzed, near-death experience? And you said that I ain't supposed to save the dying. I said, I can't be going up in nobody's house or helping somebody and I can't walk and I'm in a wheelchair and I have my, right side paralyzed. I said, I have these scars in the back of my neck and, what is it? What you want me to do? I said, I don't want to do no medication. I'm getting tired, back and forth, and I don't want to go into mental health and this and that, and And he said, I want you to start meditating. I'm like, meditation? Okay, I can deal with that. So I started doing meditation, and they said, I know, they said, I want you to do Tai Chi. I said, Tai Chi? Tai Chi, do Tai Chi, meditate, and watch how, you're gonna start moving your body and how you're gonna start, none of that medication. And sure enough, I got into it and taking, doing my teas and meditating, and before I knew it, the hospital was so amazed. They was like, Chris, we have to take a picture and put your picture on the wall in microbiology, because the simple fact is, and on top of all these surgeries I had a bone infection for 1 year straight. I was implanted with 2 devices, spinal cord stimulator. One malfunctioned, the other one had an infection. So when I said I was up here at one time, when I was down here, and God was like, taking you on a journey. It's like, okay, came home. I was on IVs for 6 months. So, but I didn't give up. Everybody was like, Chris, you look bad. Well, thank you. Okay. All right, okay. Exactly, what happened to be positive? But I was like, okay, God, what is this for me? And sure enough, I was like, okay, God, you told me that I'm gonna help the people who dying. And I remember I got my first phone call to do inner life practitioner. And the phone rang and I was like, yeah, is this Christopher Johnson? Yeah, this is Christopher Johnson. We want to know about, we have a patient and he's getting ready to die and he wanted to ask some questions about death. Now, I never told nobody what I went through. And I said, well, I'm not a pastor and I'm not a deacon or anything like that. And they said, Chris, we don't want anybody like that. We want a lay person. I was like, okay. I went to go see him, talk to him. And he asked me, he said, is heaven real? I was like, yeah. He said, do you think God forgave me? I was like, yeah. I said, do you believe it? Yeah, I believe. He said, I told him, I said, I spoke to God personally, and he was like, okay, that's all I wanted to know. And a good 2 minutes, he closed his eyes and died. And I felt, in a way, kind of bad. But then I had another call, and another young lady was getting ready to die, and she said, I just want to know, how is it? Or have you known anybody that had died? Or I said, my near-death experience is there's love, is peace, is comfort. And people, near-death experience, heaven, God is real. It's a comfort. It's the best feeling that you ever want to experience. And I wanted to share my near-death experience with each and one of you all. And thank you for allowing me to explain my near-death experience. And that's just half of what I experienced. But in a nutshell, it's peaceful. And like we doing here, and meditating and being positive and love, that's all we have. And that's what it is, love. And thank you.